I will take the footage. I will make sure everybody's packed, ready to go, and has the snacks. I love that job. Let's do that. There was also some candy underwear. Nope. And I, in my little short dress I wore that day, just Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a mom of 4 kids, and I try to travel for the entirety of the summer. And last summer, we spent it in parts of Europe. And this is the part where we talk about Carcassonne. So Carcassonne is a city in southern France known for the Tour de France. They often go there in the tour. After being there, I'm still a little concerned / confused of why, but it is cool. So, and I know that the route within the city isn't always the same. And to be fair, I've never been there while the tour was there at the same time. We are kind of a cyclist family, and by we, I mean everybody except for me and the youngest. I think she's probably going to join the cyclist team, and I'll just be the only one out. I will be the hype girl from the corner, from the sidelines. I will cheer. I will take the footage. I will make sure everybody's packed, ready to go, and has the snacks. I love that job. Let's do that. I will not get on a bike for whatever reason. Nope. So when we got to Carcassonne, it was later in the day. And after a few little circles around, we found a parking spot for our cute little car and checked in. It was the cutest little apartment right outside of a creperie. Please don't make fun of me on the internet. A crepe shop, okay? And from our doorway, you can see the fortress, the castle behind it. The first thing that we noticed when we got to Carcassonne, where our stay was at, is how quiet. So quiet. Like outrageously quiet. Like almost like Oslo quiet, but different. So, we were quiet too. So when we got there, it was the end of the day, and all we did was check in, put our stuff away, get a little settled, start a load of laundry, and then head out to get a crepe across the street, and then came home for bed. The kids really loved this apartment for some reason. I think they were over the mobile home pretty quickly, and this one felt like a house. They kept saying, like, we can live here, this would be my room, It had a lot more space. It had a cute little outdoor patio living area, all set up really nice. The kitchen was like down the steps by it. It was really nice. So we only stayed in Carcassonne for 2 nights. The first night is just landing there, and then the next day was full. We woke up really early, per usual. Nobody sleeps in this house. Woke up really early. Nothing was open. So we walked around the castle. The walls wrap all the way around it. It has a lot of little pockets to go in and out of. Really fun for exploring. You really could spend 2 days just walking around this whole thing if you were going based on little legs and little interests, if you know what I mean. huge, it's massive. That's the same thing. So because we got there so early and nothing was open, we were able to explore for about 2 hours before we were ready to go into any of the shops, any of the food. We were so hungry. I was so hungry by the time things opened. I got cranky, and I don't usually get hangry. I just don't notice I'm hungry, and then I'm like, why am I so tired? Or why do I just want to not do anything? Or why am I chasing sugar and caffeine? But sometimes we get angry, and I was cranky about it. There are hotels within this area, this little village wrapped in a wall, and there are breakfast package. It's like a breakfast package, I think is what they were calling it. They're a little pricey, to be honest. Like, you could go find something else out of the fortress. You really could, but we didn't, and I was too hungry for that. So, and I just wanted real food. It's like an old Renaissance city, and then they built more city around it. So inside this city, it's very fun. While we were there, early in the morning, we explored around. Nobody was there really. A lot of other people taking footage, which I loved so much. But also the military was there. They were training. Apparently this was very normal. It happens all the time. We didn't know that. So when we just saw somebody with a full gear setup, a weapon, I don't know if it's loaded or anything like that, but like they were training, and that's pretty normal. So I just mostly kept my kids out of the way. There were a lot of delivery cars going in and out.
What are those orange bugs? There's a car coming.
These are really narrow streets. Throughout the day, we didn't see any cars anymore. I actually think cars are blocked for certain hours of the day. So all these delivery cars getting to the restaurants inside of this little city were all coming in. So just keep that in mind when you set up your expectations for exploring in the morning, and maybe even in the later evening. Inside this city, there's a beautiful cathedral. We did play in this like interactive reenactment of what it looked like in the medieval times. Okay, we just look. There were the stocks where you could put your head and your arms in. There were fake ponies to ride. There were instruments to play with. This is where they got a sword and shield. And my youngest, she got one too, but it wasn't made out of wood. It was made out of foam. It was perfect. They did some sword fighting when we were in our camper van later. So it was good fun. And remember what I said about toys? They just accumulate these things along the way for souvenirs or something to do, or they fell in love with certain historical figures that they wanted to pick up. So you don't really need toys, especially like if they're older. You don't need toys. Just get enough to barely pass through the plane, then they'll pick some up along the way. And then, of course, we did more shopping, and one of the shops was a candy shop. Remember, we already had our weight in candy from Marseille, so we didn't need more candy. What I did see that I absolutely love is a candy necklace, and everybody got one. So much fun. I just love it. It's just fun. It's just so much fun. There was also some candy underwear. We have a lot of people, so when we buy stuff, it usually comes in a bunch. And sometimes there are packs, and it makes more sense to just buy a pack. So one of my girls brought me a box, and she's like, look, there's a whole pack. Like, just get the whole box. So we got some candy necklaces for everybody. And then the kids came in here, and they're like, no, wait, there's a whole pack. This is the whole pack. It wasn't a pack. It was edible underwear, which my kids did not quite understand. And they kept trying to buy these. I was like, no, that's not what you think it is.
It's underwear. It's bras.
And the tourists that were in there with us just died. They just thought it was the funniest, cutest thing ever, because it was. It was so funny because they had no idea. Yeah, so they were trying to get me to buy candy underwear on this trip for everybody to just have. Parenting wins. It's kind of like Amazing side a bit. Not super bad, but like you could get a little turned around, especially when it gets super crowded. Luckily, I have my oldest and my middle. They have the most amazing map brains. I'm impressed every time. So they would lead the way because they're like, no, I know exactly where that is. And I'm not going to lie, the first few times that they did this, I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like I'm going to let a child tell me where to go in a foreign place. No. Now I 100% trust my oldest, and more and more lately, my middle one too. It's just like, they get it from their dad. I don't know how they do it at all. Okay. I live by my GPS. Be nice. At one point, we had to circle back to go to a certain store for somebody because somebody wanted something that I said either no to, or I'll think about it, or they were thinking about it, or something. They all had their own amount that they could spend, and so sometimes we had to circle back. So we circle back, and on the way, I noticed a store I had never noticed before. And outside of it is this cutesy frame with miniature Tour de France people with the different jerseys, different bikes. So cool. I was like, this is the best gift ever for my husband. He's going to die. He's going to die. So we thought the set came with all of them, but the most you could get at a time in a set, I think, was 5. And it was pretty pricey, which, business-wise, I was like, that makes sense because, it's iconic. It's what people come here for. People will buy this, like me. I bought it. But it was a little pricey. It's amazing. It sits in his office now up at the top, so it was our way of holding on to Dad until we met up with him later. The kids were freaking out when they saw it. They love it so much. Oh, at one point when we were exploring the castle, there's different levels, and at one point it takes you kind of up and outside. And as soon as we went up outside, my son in front of me, it blew off his new hat. And he's at a phase, or was at a phase, where he was kind of discovering himself and learning what he likes and didn't like. And for whatever reason, this hat he really liked. And it just blew it off and onto the roof of the castle. And I was like, okay. And I, in my little short dress I wore that day, just got up and climbed onto the roof and got his hat. I was like, I don't know what got into me, but the people behind me were supportive, and they're like, hey, they were waiting there to be a support or a help in case anything went wrong or if I needed anything. It was very nice. I don't know what got into me, but maybe it's a mama bear thing. I don't know. But I climbed down the roof for a quick second. There were other things up there that other people had clearly lost. Yeah, so that was adventurous. One thing I forgot to research is these apes that we kept seeing around Carcassonne. I don't know what those are about. If you know what those are about, can you say something in the comments? It was interesting. We took a picture with one. It was fun. Actually, I think we did 2. We had a blue one and an orange one. Do the colors mean something? Why are they there? I don't know. When we found the first ape, I think it was orange, it was also next to where there's a giant Tour de France jersey, the yellow jersey. And so we took a picture for Dad, of course, because he wasn't there yet, and he is an avid cyclist. Where they put the big yellow jersey, it's a street, and across the alleyway is like all these ribbons. It's to help with shade during the heat, but it's so pretty and so fun. It's a rainbow, so we had to walk down it, of course. You know how like your phone kind of picks up what you're interested in and it starts pushing that in your algorithm? Well, mine started pushing things about French pharmacies and skincare and things like that, and I'm like, girl, I'm not getting any younger physically, so I need some of this. Also, I have an albino baby, so sunscreen is always a thing. So I wanted to check out a pharmacy. And of course, we ran into ice cream along the way, so it was a win-win for everybody. Well, that's Carcassonne. It was a short stay. If you have any questions about a camper van in Europe or the process that goes along with that, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll try to answer that. So that will be the next video, which is our take on renting a camper van in a foreign country in order to travel and road trip in a camper van. So I'll run you through what we experienced, how we did it, why we did it this way. Keep an eye out for that video in case you're interested in something like that. We hope it's very helpful because we would love people to learn from our mistakes so that their adventures are a little smoother so that they can enjoy them even more. Thank you for being here. We love sharing this with you. We'll see you next time.